Hello students, how are you all? Hope you all are well and healthy and staying safe, eating well, and you have not forgotten us. Okay, so I have bought this small video. These are the slides which I made, and I have made it into a video format so all of you can watch it. So it's on circulatory system, the heart. Initially I have shared with you the blood. So this is the second part of the circulatory system, that is the heart. Hope all of you understand the slides, and if you have any doubt, please feel free to contact me. So let's start with the presentation. So as I told, the cardiovascular system is divided into three parts: the blood, the heart, and the blood vessels. So we have already finished discussing blood. Next is the heart. So looking at the definition of the heart, we can say the heart is a hollow muscular organ about the size of a fist, located just behind and slightly left of the breastbone. The heart pumps blood through the network of arteries and veins called the cardiovascular system. The scientific study of the normal heart and the diseases associated with it is known as cardiology. So if you look at the anatomy of the heart, the size, it is roughly the same size as your closed fist. So in this picture you can see a fist, so that's your fist, so it is that size. Your heart will approximately be the size of your closed fist, but not the shape, just the size. So normally it is 12 centimeter long, 9 centimeter wide, and 6 centimeter thick. The weight of an adult female heart is around 250 grams and adult male heart is around 300 grams. And the heart rests on the diaphragm near midline of thoracic cavity, and that where the heart lies, that position is known as the mediastinum. So mediastinum, what is mediastinum? It is an anatomical region that extends from the sternum to the vertebral column, from the first rib to the diaphragm, and between the lungs. About 2/3 of the heart is towards the left of the body. The pointed apex is formed by the left ventricle and rests on the diaphragm. The base of the heart is opposite the apex and is formed by the atria. Okay, so when you look at this picture, this part is known as the apex. This part is known as the apex, and this part is known as the base of the heart. So the base of the heart is opposite to the apex. Hope all of you understood that. Next, the pericardium. So all our hearts have an outer covering which is known as the pericardium. So it is a membrane that surrounds and protects the heart, and that is known as the pericardium. So what is it? It is a membrane. So it helps to hold the heart in the mediastinum. It is made up of connective tissues. The pericardium is of two parts, that is, one is the fibrous pericardium and the other one is the serous pericardium. So if you look at the layers of the heart wall, the wall of the heart consists of three layers. So the external layer, that is known as the epicardium, the middle layer, that is known as the myocardium, and the inner layer, that is known as the endocardium. So if you look at this picture here, so you can see that the outermost layer, that is this one, that is known as the epicardium, the middle layer, that is known as the myocardium, and the outer layer, there's a small layer here, that is known as the endocardium. And the outside, it is what? Protected by the pericardium, So epicardium, it is a thin outer layer and it is composed of the mesothelium. The epicardium contains the blood vessels, lymphatic system, and vessels that supply the myocardium. So what does the epicardium consist? It consists of the blood vessels and lymphatic system and vessels that supply the myocardium. The myocardium, it is the middle layer of the heart and it is composed of cardiac muscles. So here in the picture you can see these are what? These are cardiac muscles. So what does it do? It helps in this cardiac muscles. It helps in the pumping action of the heart. 95% of the heart wall is made up of myocardium. And the third layer, that is the endocardium. It is the innermost thin layer of the heart. It is made up of smooth endothelial cells for smooth flow of blood. So inner part of the heart is made up of what? Endocardium. And it is made up of smooth endothelial cells. Why smooth endothelial cells? So it helps what? Smooth flow of blood. If it is not smooth, then there can be friction. So if you look at the summary, the heart layers, outer layer is known as the pericardium. Outermost layer which protects the heart, that is the pericardium. Then we have the epicardium, the central layer, that's the myocardium, and the innermost layer, that is the endocardium. Next we'll go to the chambers of the heart. All of you will be knowing this. The heart has how many chambers? 4 chambers, 2 atria and 2 ventricles. Atria is the upper chamber, so they receive blood from blood vessels, returning blood to the heart through veins. Ventricles eject blood from the heart into blood vessels through arteries. Understood? So atria, what they do, they receive blood from the blood vessels, returning blood to the heart through the veins, and ventricles, they eject blood from the heart into blood vessels through the arteries. So if you look at this picture over here, you can see right atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle. Okay, so on the anterior surface of each atrium is a ringled pouch like structure called an auricle. The auricle helps to slightly increase the capacity of the atrium so it can hold more blood. The surface of the heart also have a series of grooves called the sulci. These contain the coronary blood vessels and fat. So if you look at this picture over here, so you can see there is a flap on top of the right atrium, that is known as the auricle. So what does it do? It helps in containing more blood. Here on the left atrium also, if you look, you can see a small portion, that is the left auricle. And there is coronary sulcus. You can see this is a fatty layer which consists of the coronary or the arteries and blood veins that supply the heart muscles. So continuing with the interior of the heart is divided into right and left side by the septum. So if you look at this picture, there is a septum. Septum is the division which divides the heart into the left and the right. Each side is divided by the atrioventricular valve into the upper atrium and the ventricles below. So as we said that heart is divided into 4 chambers. So in the center there is what? The interventricular septum. And when you look horizontally, there is what? There is the atrioventricular valves. So these valves, what they do is that when the blood comes into the right atrium and then it goes into the right ventricle, the blood cannot go back into the right atrium because of the valves present. Similarly, from when the blood comes to the left atrium and goes into the left ventricle, the blood cannot go back into the left atrium because of the atrioventricular valve. So this is the figure of interior of heart, in which you can see the right atrium, the right ventricle, the left atrium and the left ventricle. Here you have the tricuspid valve and here you have the mitral valve or the bicuspid valve. So we'll discuss one by one. So first the right atrium. It forms the right surface of the heart. It receives blood from the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava and the coronary sinus. Thickness is about 2 to 3 millimeters. The right and the left atrium is separated by the interatrial septum. Blood passes from the right atrium to the right ventricle through a valve called the tricuspid valve or the atrioventricular valve. So if you look at the slide on the next thing, you can see when you have a cross section. So this is a cross section. Cross section means when you slice it open, so you can see this is the right side of the heart. So here you can see this is the tricuspid valve. So can you see 3 cusps? This is 1, this is 2 and this is the third cusp. There are three cusps, okay, which forms the tricuspid valve. So this is on the right atrium. So when the blood, it comes from the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava, okay, and there is what, there is the coronary sinus. This is the coronary sinus. So blood comes from all this veins into the right atrium. From there it goes into the right ventricle through the tricuspid valve. Next, the right ventricle. It is thicker. This is 4 to 5 millimeter. It's thicker than the atrium. It forms the anterior surface of the heart. The cusps of the tricuspid valve are connected to tendons like chordae, called as the chordae tendineae. Right and left ventricle is separated by the interventricular septum. Blood from the right ventricle passes through the pulmonary valve into the large right and left pulmonary artery, and it carries blood to the lungs. So this will be discussed in a form of figures in the coming slides. Next, in this picture you can see, so once the blood reaches the, so if you look at here, from the right atrium the blood is going into the right ventricle. From here the blood is pumped into the pulmonary artery. So if you look at this, pulmonary artery also has a valve that is known as the pulmonary valve. That is known as the pulmonary valve. So the blood will pump into the pulmonary artery, then it will go into the right pulmonary, into the left and the right pulmonary artery, which goes into the lungs. Next is the left atrium. It has the same thickness as the right atrium. It forms most of the base of the heart. It receives blood from the lungs through 4 pulmonary veins. Blood passes from left atrium to left ventricle through the bicuspid or the mitral valve. So if you look at this slide, again a cross section of the heart, if you look, so this is known as the bicuspid valve, this one. So it's having 2 cusps, 1 and 2 cusps are there, so that's why it's known as the bicuspid. When you looked at the right side of the heart, it had tricuspid, which had 3 cusps. So in this case there are 2 cusps, that is also known as the bicuspid valve. And here in this picture here you can see that what brings 2 pulmonary vein, that is from the right side, and 2 pulmonary vein from the left side, that brings blood into the left atrium. Next, the left ventricle, the thickest chamber of the heart. It is 10 to 15 millimeter. Left ventricle forms the apex of the heart. Blood passes from the left ventricle through the aortic valve into the ascending aorta. Some blood in the ascending aorta flows into the coronary arteries. The rest of the blood passes into the arch of aorta and descending aorta. Branch of the arch of aorta and descending aorta supply blood to the whole body. So if you look at if you look at this slide, you can see that the heart is 10 to 15 millimeter. It is very thick. It is thicker than all the other 3 chambers because the blood pressure in this chamber is higher than all the other 3 chambers. So here if you look, the blood will pass into the left ventricle. From there the blood is pumped into the aorta through the aortic valve, and it is going into supplying to the different parts of the body. So here again, like the pulmonary valve, here also there is one aortic valve. So if you look at this valve system, so we have discussed different types of valves: aortic valve, pulmonic valve, tricuspid valve, bicuspid valve. Okay, if you see all these valves here, so what are the functions of this valve? These valves helps only one-way movement of blood. So for example, if you look at this diagram, in the right atrium, the blood is coming into the right ventricle. It crosses the tricuspid valve. So if this valve was not there, what will happen? The blood which comes into the right ventricle, when the heart beats, what happened? The blood can go back into the right atrium. So to prevent that backflow of blood, we have the valve system. Then similarly for the aorta also we have the aortic valve. So once the left ventricle pumps blood into the aorta, the blood will not come back into the left ventricle. To prevent return back of blood, we have the valve system. So hope all of you understood the four chambers and different valves and the main blood vessels of the heart. Okay, next we'll see the differences between the atria and the ventricle, and also the differences within the ventricles. Okay, so atria is the upper part and ventricle is the lower part. So the atria, it receives blood from the different parts of the body, and ventricle, it pumps the blood into different part of the body. So if you look at the main differences, the atria walls are thick, but the walls of the ventricles are thicker. Atria just delivers the blood under low pressure. Ventricle pumps blood under high pressure over great distances. So because the ventricle pumps blood at a higher pressure, the walls of the ventricles are thicker to hold the pressure. But in atria, it just pumps the blood only to the next ventricle. Then left ventricle is thicker than the right, as left ventricle pumps blood great distances to all other body parts, and right ventricle pumps blood under low pressure to a short distance to the lungs. So the distance between the right ventricle and the lungs is small, so therefore the thickness of the right ventricle is less than the left ventricle. And right ventricle perimeter of lumen is crescent shaped. The shape of the right ventricle is crescent.